mention from his family on the note. That is a shame. We should have some answers to tell. Right. Hello, my dear. Sit. Sit, yes. You're in the right place. I promise you. I was just, I was just going over your file. I hope it's alright that I took the liberty of starting one for you. You see, when Victor alerted me to your particular case, I thought it would be pertinent to get a head start. Good. I'm glad it doesn't bother you. You have many questions. Many questions, indeed, I guess. Yes, I suppose I can start with who I am. I am whatever the strange organization needs me to be. For humans, such as yourself, a therapist of sorts. For others, a guidance counselor, a sage, a confidant. It comes with age. I might not look it, but my age, it's quite up there. So, what questions do you have for me first? Yes. This is all very real, I assure you. And no, you are not going crazy. On behalf of the entire strange organization, I do apologize that you ever made to feel that way. There is still some hesitation, I sense. That's alright. We can walk through your encounters, should you wish, or I can discuss what I have found on your files. I see. Our organization exists to keep you humans safe, in a way. You are correct in assuming that most of the entities that are a part of us are a bit more powerful than, no offense meant, your average human. Although you are not an average human. No, we'll discuss that more later. conservation efforts when humans are dealing with endangered species. Not that humankind is endangered. Not endangered in that way, at least. Forgive me. You put together resources, habitats, programs to take care of the creature, to provide shelter, comfort, safety from other humans that might not have the best intentions. Do you follow? Alright. And as a part of those efforts, I think most humans have found that it's a little bit easier if the species doesn't know you are there at all. Because, bless them, the creatures might not find the provided safety, the provided habitat, provided food, provided shelter suitable. If they smell human on it, it sends their senses all aflutter, if you will. Much like humankind wouldn't prefer anything provided to them from other kinds if they knew. If they knew just how deeply out of their depth they were in their own universe. I don't mean to frighten you, of course, but I figure after everything you've been through, a little bit of honesty and clarity goes a long way, doesn't it? Of course. So, Strange is content to stay in the shadows, to provide safety and security from other entities that might not have the best intentions at heart when it comes to humankind. I believe, yes, my notes here say that Victor let you in on a few of our secrets. Yes. One of the secrets, of course, being that you were placed on the Protectorate List. While we do our best to care for and protect all humankind, we have a limited bandwidth. So, there are those that might have encountered us, or run amok with others that require either more delicate touch or stronger protection. You are the latter, for a very good reason. But I'm getting ahead of myself. What other questions do you have? I suppose that is my role today. Therapist and general holder of knowledge. all of the entities that you interacted with have their own unique actions. I believe it was right. The vampires, for one. Werewolves. No, they're not at odds with one another. You humans do have funny stories about them, though. A Selkie and a changeling. And I see a note here that you might have more than one interaction with vampires, although... Right then, a little foggy. Memory would be a little foggy. It's alright. No harm became you, but it is not quite fair to... I digress. So, all of those are real. Yes. There are more. In time, you can learn them all, should you wish. You don't have to. Of course, we have options while you're here today, depending on your preferences. Because your safety, your security, your happiness, your well-being are things that matter very, very greatly. And we do not want to force any part of this organization onto you. Please, hear me when I say your opinion on these matters is now what matters most. Alright? Your future is completely in your own hands. I'm not going to ask how any of this made you feel. If you want to tell me, you're more than welcome to. I suspected as such. My role with you here today is not to tell you what to feel or how to think. It is to simply help you find the answers that you already hold, if you'll allow it. I do understand a certain amount of distrust that is very warranted after your experience. I also want you to know that, well, no one else's opinion or pride in the matter should have a large impact upon your own opinion or the validity of your own feelings. After the year that you've had, for making it here, for coming this far, and for finding the strength within yourself to stick with what you know, to not allow yourself to be tricked or fooled, even when you may have doubted yourself. There was always that inner voice that you clung to. It's admirable. I hope you know that. And I hope you feel that with it. Again, my opinion on the matter should not outweigh your own. Aside from general questions on the organization or the entities you have come into contact with in the past year or so, do you have any other questions for me that I could shed some light on today? Why can you see that window in the weekend? That is the key to everything, lady. In your file that, as I mentioned, I've taken the liberty of putting together. Did you know you have Grecian heritage? Fascinating ancestry. You come from a long line of individuals that possess something we call true sight. You see, all of us entities, non-human creatures, can glamour ourselves, like we discussed earlier, so as to not disrupt your human way of living, as we do try to protect you. Some, either by interbreeding at one point in history, or simply by ability itself, we're not always sure. Some individuals possess the trait to allow them to see through the glamours all around them. It's hazy at first, a glimmer in the corner of your eye, shake of the head, and it's gone. A funny look on someone's face where you swear those features weren't there before, but now it's fine again. You must have seen something. A voice on the wind, you're not sure from whence it came. Something tells me you know all of these experiences quite well. This ability is passed down through the bloodline. Blood magic is extremely strong. Just ask Victor. As time goes on, it weakens, depending on the potency of the individual's power before. True sight is exceedingly rare these days. So much so that I think there's less people than I can count on all 10 fingers at this given moment, anyway. we'll see about the next. Simply put, your mother's bloodline was strong. Based on what I found, she even served a few entities back in ancient Greece. Sorry, not your mother, your... one of your great, many mothers above you. Forgive me. Elven lineages are much shorter than humans. While I tracked it, it was quite fascinating how many it took. I digress. On your maternal line, there was a woman who served in ancient Greece to many entities there. She was beloved. She was quite powerful. On your paternal side, a weaker line to be certain, but it exists. And when the two came together, it was just enough to spark that bit of magic in your blood again. A rare and fascinating gift, I assure you. That brings us to the main topic of today. Therapist for the day, yes, but practitioner of magic first, foremost and always, is what I am. I have the ability to bolster and cement your gift, or I can remove it. I can make it so you never see through another glamour again. The decision is yours in its entirety. If you need time to think on it, I completely understand that. If I may be so bold, though, I am ancient compared to you, child. I do not claim to possess the knowledge that you have, having walked on those shoes for your life. Your life is unique and special in its own right. But the knowledge I possess from having walked so many years, outlived so many forests, as my people would say. There was a time for ourselves, before the organization, before Strange, where in order to fit in, we would dock our ears to make us seem more human. It was easier to glamour this way. Easier to not be hunted, to not be scorned. Many of us chose to do the procedure. I try to teach others throughout their lives that regrets aren't good for much. Take the lesson, learn from it, extend grace, forgiveness where necessary, and move on. Docking my ears is the one regret that I maintain for all eternity. Giving up a part of myself to fit in, to be seen as similar or the same to something else. I cannot get that back, no matter how much I wish it, no matter what kind of magic is used. They will always be gone. I wear thee now as a reminder of what once was. I only tell you this so that you may consider seriously your decision, the weight of it today. I don't want you to rush anything, alright? You can go home. You can never talk to me again. You can let your gift come about, see what happens. Or like I said, I could cement it, or I could eliminate it. Fully eliminate it. It is your decision. It is your right to that decision. But treat it with care. And not, perhaps, the fear that this past year or so might have instilled in you. I don't mean to preach, I'm sorry, I forget that you humans have a much shorter lifespan sometimes, and listening to one babble for countless minutes on end isn't something that you are keen to experiencing. My apologies. Are you sure? I truly do want you to consider this. I don't want you to feel rushed or anything. I did say it wasn't my job to tell you how to feel. If you're certain you wish to keep the gift, all right. I must say there would be quite a future in the organization for you should you wish it. Many members are quite fond of you. Your kindness. Okay. I will need to perform some magic today, if that's alright, to cement your gift. Alright. A dab of this on your neck. and then some magic of my own. You'll fall asleep temporarily. You'll be awake within a few minutes. And when you awake, if you want, we could discuss career opportunities. You are certain? It smells like lavender and sage. It's quite good. There's no going back. I admire the determination in your eyes, young one. All right. May I? Chin up. Right there on the neck. Just a tip. Other side. I have to make sure I get the pulse point. Like I said, blood mood. I didn't want to see it. I made this. I think I made this at least 2,000 years ago. Shows you how often it has to be used. Alright. I'm going to run my hands along your scalp. Each side of your scalp. And you'll feel the magic coming from my hand as it slowly pulls your ability forward, brings it to the surface, and settles it within your cell wall. Alright. You're certain? Very well. This requires a great deal of focus from me, so I will not talk from here on out.